Hello again, and welcome back to PMGT 1030 Strategy and Scope. I'm always amazed to see who comes back for Class 2. I'm just kidding. I always help you all will. Thanks. Anyhow, so again, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed week 1. I hope you got a lot out of it. These are incremental steps. These are incremental steps. But as we build on them, so take last week's lessons and apply them to this week's homework, plus the lessons learned this week, and you will begin to build a great understanding, integrating the concepts for strategy. So it's very exciting, really. So please keep all of these things in mind as you're really working towards your final business case. Keep in mind that profitability is understood in terms, this week we'll talk about it in terms of the 5 forces, which will include alternate entrants into the marketplace and other things. We'll talk about PESTLE this week, the political, the economic, the social, technological, legal, and environment, and the issues that surround those topics in creating a great strategy. We'll improve, I hope, our understanding of the resources and suppliers, capabilities, and more important than anything, probably competitive advantage. What is your competitive advantage that you are fighting for based on your project? Okay, this should all be understood in terms of your final project in this class, the business case, and in your real-world situation. To apply it practically this week, we'll look at the Airline Deregulation Act, which was signed back in 1978 by Jimmy Carter, president at the time. And it really started the end of what many white-glove consumers felt was the golden age of aviation. Prior to the Deregulation Act, the government regulated the fares, which meant airlines strictly had to compete based on the service they provided, the flight amenities, the comfort, the appeal, etc. So prior to the act, the threat of entry from low-cost carriers essentially protected the top airlines due to government restrictions, and in some cases disabled low-cost airlines from certain hotspot hubs. The act opened the door for a rise in low-cost carriers and expanded the opportunity for people who generally could not afford to fly. The end of the golden age ended. The persona that flying was for the wealthy. It's a good thing, because I love to fly. I've probably taken 60 trips in the last 2.5 years. Most of them are pretty good. So anyhow, in addition to this week, you know what we're going to talk about is business realization. Holy mackerel, what a great concept, business realization. So historically, we've measured success as project managers in terms of scope, time, and cost. Strictly defined, that is still the measure for success. Return on investment is one way of looking at that. And it's based on estimates, even if they weren't sound. But now we want to start measuring benefits. The thing about benefits is now we can identify things that are subjective or intangible. If I have, and I think I used this example in the lecture, if I have a Thanksgiving dinner, is success measured by I invited 10 people and at least 9 showed up, that I had food and there were small containers of leftovers, so I had the right amount of food? Sure, that's a measure of success. But what about benefits realization? What are the real measures of success? What are the benefits I'm looking for? Did everybody talk to each other? Did everybody have a good time? Did they exchange ideas? Those are the more intangibles. Okay? So as a project manager, you'll have to understand that and learn to apply it in your projects. Okay, so this week we are going to talk about competitive analysis and assessing resources and capabilities and benefits realization. Please do the readings and review the lecture Don't forget to vote early, vote often when it comes to, by vote I mean discussion board, and review the scenario and answer the questions for airline deregulation. Okay, fun stuff. See you in the funny papers. And I thank you for your time. Really, I know it's hard work, and I appreciate what you do. Most of you work full-time, take care of family, going to school at night. Thank you for all you do.